Morning, everybody. Let's just check that these are working okay. There we go. So I'm Stu Hirst. This is my first talk in about a year, actually. So I've put together some fairly different content from what I would normally do. I spend lots of time talking about problems that I've solved or failed at, businesses that I've worked for. There's been a bit of a common theme, not just in my professional life, but in my personal life and family life. And that's the idea of imposter syndrome. So I quite like this, a mesmerising, path-breaking tour de force. I hope it's something along those lines over the next 15 minutes or so. Or I could have just Googled the word imposter, and that's what came up. So this is quite a short presentation because I'm still working out the content. I'm conscious I'm keeping between you guys and coffee. But I wanted to generate some conversation today, hopefully some questions. Is there anybody in the room that hasn't heard of the term imposter syndrome? Because it'd be quite nice to understand where it lies. So everybody's heard the term imposter syndrome. Is anybody brave enough to tell me or put their hand up as to whether they think they have it? Interesting. Cool. That's probably less than I was expecting, which might be a good thing, might not. So some disclaimers really before I start. I like memes. I don't take myself too seriously. And funnily enough, I have imposter syndrome. So if you have imposter syndrome, with a few hands that went up, I feel your pain. If you don't, I'll try and explain what I believe it to be, what you can maybe do about it. But I guess more importantly for today is why I feel it's more prevalent in cybersecurity than it is in other areas of either IT or business. So that what that means, so that should all come up at once, but that's because I can't do slides properly. So I'll gloss over the first 12 years of my career because I was a mainframe COBOL developer and I wasn't very good at it. So I really got into cybersecurity at the train line back in 2011. I took them through PCI compliance for 2 years. Out of luck as well, I was a tech analyst when I joined. And I was asked to do security because their main security person was leaving. So I fell into security by chance, which is quite a common theme, I think, for a lot of security professionals. I started with PCI, not the most exciting of topics. Sorry to any PCI people in the room. But that started to give me an understanding of some of the basic principles of security as I went along. I then did the bulk of my work at Skyscanner, where I built their team from very little to 10 people. I think it's gone on to be 17 or 18 now, and it's incredible to see how they've grown. And I think I talk a lot about my work at Skyscanner because it was a culture that allowed me to really learn and really, I guess, perfect some of the areas that I've gone into. But I joined there and I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. I couldn't find many other businesses that I could go and research to get an idea of how to drive some of that work. I ended up doing research on people who were in similar companies who'd fixed similar problems. Good example of that is a guy called Zane Lackey who built Etsy's security function. And he's a great guy. He talks publicly about his failures and the problems that he's solved, but he also has a huge degree of imposter syndrome. I've been lucky enough to go out for beers with him and meet him for dinner, and he has the same thoughts as I do, yet he's now the CSO of a major internet company. A lovely guy.